Hi, hello friends. Welcome everyone to Investival, India's most innovative retail investors online conference. I'm Ashok Devanampriya, the CEO of Traders Gurukul and also the host for your today's program. It's a great pleasure and honor to invite every one of you to the first edition of in this Investival webinar series. Ideally, this was supposed to be a massive residential conference. Due to various constraints, we transformed the residential paid conference into an online free conference. I look forward to host all of you in the Traders Conclave, which is happening in the month of October 2023. Coming back to our online journey, I'm sure by the end of this program, you will have a lot of knowledge which can help you to make better decisions in your investing life. I would like to thank my media partner Money Control Pro, the largest financial portal in India with millions of daily readership on their website, who helped us to reach a wider audience in a very short period of time. And let us also thank and appreciate our title sponsor Golden Pie, backed by Zerodha. They enable individual investors to invest in bonds and debentures online. They are a registered debt broker and also a OBPP platform. The speaker for today is Mr. Abhijit Roy, who is the co-founder and CEO of Golden Pie Technologies. He is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur and also IIM Kolkata. Golden Pie has been in the market for close to 6 years now. So he co-founded this organization and they have demonstrated history of working in the fintech industry, skilled in establishing and scaling business operations with a strong grasp on emerging technologies. To give you a quick overview of Golden Pie, um, just give me a second. I just missed one point here. Okay, sounds good. So Golden Pie is a SEBI registered broker under BSE, a new debt segment allowing investors to trade in secondary bonds and debentures through exchanges. Investments in income securities market are allowed through Golden Pie. Now today Mr. Abhijit Roy is going to empower us with a special topic, fixed income investments beyond traditional bank FDs. Mr. Abhijit, on behalf of Traders Gurukul Money Control Pro, Golden Pie family, I extend my warm welcome into this program as a speaker, sir. Please go ahead. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Ashok. Thanks for the generous and beautiful introduction. Hello and good evening, everybody. I am Abhijit, and I'm going to take this opportunity to speak on a very important topic, less known to individual investors, and that is investment in fixed income investments. Before I begin, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Money Control Pro and Traders Gurukul for setting up this webinar, and it's my pleasure to be a part of Investival. So let's get started for the day. So today I'm going to use this opportunity to speak about fixed income investments, which essentially retail investors have got exposed through only to traditional bank FDs. However, there are a plethora of other fixed income opportunities available in the market. Unfortunately, individual investors have little or no knowledge of them, and I would want to share information on those asset classes. And I hope by the end of this webinar, I would have shared something valuable with you so that it helps you in taking your first step towards fixed income investments beyond traditional bank FDs. So before we get started, let's quickly understand what is the fixed income market. So essentially, the fixed income market is the marketplace wherein fixed income securities are issued by various organizations, being the central government or state governments, to raise money, and in lieu of which investors, be it individuals or corporates, right, they would get fixed returns till maturity. Some of the very popular options which are there in the fixed income market are bonds and debentures that are available in the secondary market, NCD IPOs or non-convertible debentures IPOs, corporate fixed deposits, sovereign gold bonds, commercial papers, etc. So today I'm going to take up each of these asset classes one by one and spend some time in explaining what this asset is, what would be the benefit for an individual investor to invest in them, what is going to be the process of investment, taxation around that, and a few trivia around those asset classes, right? Like the market size and all. I hope to keep it interesting for you. And with that, let's get started. So one popular question that comes up for fixed income investment investors is that why should we consider this market? Why should we consider investing over here? See, one of the first reasons is these options tend to give returns which are more than traditional bank FDs. So there is higher earnings which happens over here with some higher level of risk than bank FDs. First. Secondly, these are excellent sources of stable income because they provide regular cash flow. Third is, it is always prudent to diversify one's portfolio between risky assets like equity, where there is high risk, high gain, and low risk assets like fixed income investments. Yeah, and as I mentioned, fixed income securities tend to carry lower risk than other investment options. So let's try and understand the first and the most important fixed income asset beyond bank FDs, which is there in the market, and that is bonds and debentures. So what are bonds? Bonds are avenues through which organizations like the government, corporates, PSUs raise capital from the market, in which investors, both individuals and corporates, can participate. In return of that, the issuing entities give fixed returns for these securities for a certain maturity period. In simple word, they are fixed income investments wherein people can earn fixed returns for a certain holding period of maturity. Couple of the purposes for which bonds are popularly used for people who invest over here are: first, to generate higher income on a regular basis. So bonds come in various flavor. They would pay out monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. It depends upon the kind of bond one is choosing. Second, popular purpose of investing in bonds is to earn tax-free interest. There are certain set of bonds in which if you invest, the interest income that is generated from there is 100% exempted by the government of India. Third purpose is because bonds are fixed tenure investments, like they would come with a tenure of say 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I mean as low as 91 days to as high as 40 years. You can make investments in alignment with your life goals. And fourth is, there are certain specific set of bonds which are called as capital gains tax exemption bonds or 54 EC bonds. If invested over there, then if we do a sale of a land or a house or an apartment, a physical asset, the capital gains that are done can get exempted up to a limit of 50 lakhs. Let's do now a quick recap of what would be the benefits of investing in bonds and debentures. First is, if we consider equity, right, there is volatility over there depending upon the bullish or the bearish market, and investors portfolio would be having upside or downside in the portfolio valuation, right? So there is always a swing in the portfolio valuation that I have in equity. But then if I have to beat this volatility, especially in the current times, right, bonds are an excellent source to invest money because they will give fixed returns when held till maturity, irrespective of what is the market volatility. Second purpose would be capital preservation. When we invest in bonds, bonds pay out steady cash flows called as coupons, and when they mature, the invested amount, which is the face value of the bond, is returned back to the investor's bank account, right? So there is preservation of the principal funds which I have invested. Third is bonds pay out money called as coupons, and that is the cash that is paid by the bond issuer, which hits the customers, the investors' bank account on a regular basis. It's a steady source of income. Also, bonds tend to give higher returns, way higher returns than bank FDs. So if we consider the safest kinds of bonds issued by the central or the state governments, which are termed as the government securities, popularly called as GSEC, or state government issued bonds, popularly called as state development loans or SDLs, we would get returns anywhere between 7.2 to 7.8%. And when we then consider bonds issued by corporates, it can go up to as high as 12-13%, right? So definitely the earnings from investments here are more than bank FDs, traditional bank FDs. And because bonds come with a maturity date, so there is always a well decided date of maturity of your capital, helping you to plan your goals accordingly. And last but not the least, it is a well known strategy that it is important to diversify one's portfolio across a risk spectrum. On one side, we have got equities, which gives very high returns, and there's a high risk. And then on the other side, there are fixed income investments like bonds, which have low risk, right, and give steady returns. So it's important to diversify. Now, I'll quickly show you a few examples of bonds, right? So India Grid Trust is REIT. It's basically a trust which issued bonds with a rating of AAA from CRISIL and IND ratings. And the returns that they offered, which is termed as a coupon, was 8.2%, right? Indore Municipal Corporation is another entity, right, which issued bonds, AAA, AA rated by IND Ratings and Care, gave around 8.25% returns. And third example is of an A-rated bond, A plus rated bond from Muthoot Capital, which gave returns of 10.4%, right? So that's the kind of return that one can expect by investing into bonds. Now, a quick interesting trivia. Very few people are aware of the bond market, but it so happens that bond market is one of the largest financial securities market in the whole world. So globally, the bond market size as of 2022 is $133 trillion, right? Whereas the equity market, the global equity market, stands close to around $98 trillion. The bond market is actually larger than the equity market. In India, it's the inverse. The bond market size as of 2022 is $2.29 trillion, slightly smaller than the equity market, right? So the bond market over here in our country is rapidly growing, and there are clear indicators that sometime soon we will surpass and become the bond market will become the largest fixed income market in the country. With that, let me explain a few important terminologies which as individual investors we should be aware of, right? Very simple terminologies, but nonetheless very important to be kept in mind. First one is a face value. The face value is what is the value at which 1 unit of this bond is issued by the issuer. Here I'll use an example of, let's say, when a company has XYZ company has issued a bond, and 1 unit of that bond has got a face value of 10,000. Now XYZ company says that I'm going to pay annually 10%. That annual rate is termed as a coupon rate. At the end of the year, the company will be paying 1,000 rupees on this 10,000 rupee bond every year, and this is going to hit into the investor's bank account attached with his or her demat, where he or she is holding the bond. Then is the maturity of the call date. As the terminology is self-explanatory, it means the date on which the bond will mature, cease to exist, or the call date means when the company who has issued it will call up that bond and pay back the face value to the investors. Fourth, very important parameter to be considered, and that is credit rating, right? So credit rating is a sort of a unbiased indicator about the quality of a bond, and the credit rating starts with AAA being the best, then AA, then A, and that's how it is rated, right? So here I'm taking an example of, let's say, this XYZ enterprise that issued this bond. This bond had a credit rating of AA plus by CARE and IND. It's just an example, right? I'll point out one thing over here. While investing, though credit rating happens to be a very important parameter to consider for the risk profile of a bond and the returns, right? Nonetheless, while taking a call on investment, it is important to look at the company as a whole, its financials, right? And other details about how good the company is, and then make an investment, not to rely on just one parameter, which is credit rating. Next is yield to maturity. Bonds get traded in the secondary market. I mean, they change hands at a premium price, par price, or discount price based upon whatever price I'm purchasing, right? And I hold the bond till maturity. The effective returns that I make on it termed as YTM, or yield to maturity. So to quickly explain between coupon rate differentiation with yield to maturity, coupon rate determines what is the exact amount of money which will be hitting my bank account. Yield to maturity defines what is the percentage returns that I'll effectively make on my bonds. And last but not the least, payment frequency. This tells what is the frequency with which this bond issuer is going to pay the coupon. It can be monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, right? So one can choose according to one's needs.
Okay, hi, hello, welcome back, friends. I would like to introduce every one of you to IPL, Investor Premier League from Traders Gurukul, and this is going to be one of the unique game or a competition which applies for all the people who have participated in the program today. So next slide, please. So friends, IPL is India's first must investors knowledge quiz series with more than 5,000 investors joining live today. It is a great opportunity to showcase your talent, your skill sets as far as investments is concerned. All right. All the questions are predominantly related to the world of investments, and it does not touch base on any aspect of trading. All right. Next slide, please. So, friends, you have close to about 100 questions to answer, spread across 20 special topics related to investing. All right. And we are going to choose one person as the champion of the conclave, champion of the Investival, and which is predominantly dependent on not only the correct answers, but also the time taken to answer. I repeat once again, it is not only about the correct answers, it is also about the total time you have taken to answer. Once you start the quiz and once you click on end at the end of the day today, what is the total duration? It is recording, so your speed also matters. All right, a special application has been built by Traders Gurukul team to track the performance in real time to decide the winners. Next slide, please. So you have roughly 100 questions spread across 20 knowledge areas, about 5 questions each. 38 questions are easy, 34 of them are intermediate, and about 28 questions are advanced. All right, and the questions will go live at 8 p.m. daily. So which officially means it is already live. Please go ahead, log into Traders Gurukul website, register yourself, go to the competition tab, and there is IPL for you. So if you wish to play that, sir, can you please go to browser? Yeah, sir, can you click on tradersgurukul.com? Yeah, so there is a, you guys have to register yourself, friends. There is a tab called competition at the right end on the top. You just have to click there and you can start playing the competition. It will take, you can take your own time. So the competition will end today by 11 p.m. So which means you have to answer those questions before 11 p.m. only. All right, sir, please come to the tab, sir. Come to the presentation. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so today, friends, there will be about 20 questions for you to answer. We will expose 15 questions tomorrow, 15 questions day after tomorrow, 15 questions on fourth day, and finally on the fifth day, we will expose you about 35 questions. So last day of the event, which is the sixth day, we will publish the top 10 winners. Next slide, sir. So play with integrity, friends. Don't try to cheat in IPL, because you can cheat in IPL, but definitely when you try to trade, you trade or invest, you cannot cheat the terminal. All right. So the questions will strictly populate on time, and IPL app is designed to handle all those things. Okay. It is asking for security code. I'll give you the security code now. Next slide, please. The the IPL application will take care of everything. It will check right answer, wrong answers, everything, and will also take care of the duration. Okay, suppose if two people get the same rank, but definitely those two people will not have the same time. So technically there is only one guy who's a topper, second topper, and so on. There's only one champion. Next slide, please. Please make a note of this prize money. So we select about 10 winners, we'll issue them Amazon coupons. Okay, next slide. And to play the game, please log into Traders Gurukul website. And next slide, sir. Okay, the secret code for player playing the game is 362035. So please go ahead, play the game. Meanwhile, slowly we will pick up questions one by one.